Okay, good morning, Satyam.
Good morning, sir.
Welcome.
Thank you, sir.
So, you are appearing for this interview, which is continuous reviewed, where I'll be asking questions from you to you. I'll be asking questions to you, and with your answers, I'll be giving whatever the change is required or any other perspective which is needed there. Okay, to start with, the first question I have for you is like, why MBA is important?
Mm,
So you'll be talking me with respect to the nation, like why MBA is important for the country or MBA program is contributing, how MBA program is contributing to the country.
Sir, firstly, I believe that the MBA programs contribute to the country and society in many different ways. In the society, it contributes in such a way that it diffuses the social stigma because the people working in the corporate area diffuses the social stigma, and eventually it helps in the growth of the society and for the growth of the country. MBA is important because when a student studies the management program, he studies various kinds of case studies that are global case studies also, so he can have a global perspective, which will eventually help in the growth of our country, and a lot of global companies uh, come to the come to our country, which is also good for the growth of the country. And I believe that the um, growth of the GDP is directly proportional to the growth of the country. So eventually, MBA helps in a lot of ways in the growth of the country and the society.
Okay, so uh, you could have make it more informative or try to inculcate more points here. Like MBA gives you skills for many sectors. It also creates entrepreneurs and it provides a certain set of skills where people can generate businesses and as well as generate employment. And the raw material of the country gets processed with these skills or capabilities, and it will be created into the final products. So the value addition is there. So there are a number of points which you have added. Probably your interview preparation document that you have prepared,
Yes,
there
sir.
must you must have written more points than what are you speaking right now. Okay,
Yes, sir.
okay. So let's go for the second question, which is like uh, okay. First, tell me why do you want to do MBA?
Uh, Sir, in the last 1 or 2 years, I was actively involved with my father's e-commerce business, and now I want to have a deeper understanding of how business management works at a higher scale. And I believe that doing an MBA will help me get that exposure and the understanding of the business management, because MBA is not just a classroom course or a program. It is much more than that. It is a research oriented program which has a peer to peer learning, guest webinars being conducted, case studies being discussed, global level case studies being discussed, and all of this will give me a holistic approach, which will help me in my career, and it will eventually help me in achieving my long term goal of being an entrepreneur.
Okay, so your long-term goal is to be entrepreneur, be an entrepreneur.
Yes, sir.
And what are your short-term goals?
Sir, my short term goals are to mm, uh, uh, my my short term goals are to uh, uh, just complete my MBA from the which whatsoever respective college I'll do MBA. I'll try to uh, do it with complete sincerity so that it will help me in my future and in my corporate sector.
Okay. So you want to join corporate sector after your MBA.
Yes, sir.
Can you tell me why don't you or why you would not like to start your entrepreneurial venture just after MBA? Why will you wait for a certain number of years to gain
Mm,
some experience or whatever your agenda is?
Sir, I believe that an MBA will do give me some sort of skills and knowledge and all that stuff which I will be studying through case studies and research papers. But I believe that that skills need to be polished, and that will be only happen when I'll be at a certain be in a certain circumstance in which I'll have to face the problems on my own. And I want to I think that it will become more practical to solve the problems first, then go for starting a venture of my own, as I will gain some good experience, relevant experience, which will help me
You
in
are
my
talking about the pros of having work ex before you start your entrepreneurial venture,
uh,
right?
sir,
What
can
are
you
the
repeat?
advantages that will be getting out with your work ex to start your entrepreneurial venture?
Sir, I just didn't get your question. Can you please repeat once
No,
again?
what I'm saying that you are talking about the pros or the advantage of having work ex before your entrepreneurial venture. That's good.
Yes.
What I'm asking you is, tell me about the con of this program plan or like cons of this plan, or what are the disadvantages that you will be having, what you will be getting by not starting your business just after your MBA.
The cons, I believe that let's assume I got into marketing sector, so I'll be having I'll have a broad knowledge of the marketing sector only, be it digital marketing or any other SEO thing. I'll be having a specific and discrete knowledge of that sector only. And I believe that for starting an entrepreneurial venture, you need to have a good amount of knowledge for almost all the sectors, be it finance, be it marketing, be it the any other thing. So I believe that is the only con I am seeing right now.
Okay, so you were talking about your family business where you have been involved.
Yes,
Can
sir.
can you tell me about that?
Sir, my father is an e-commerce seller for various shopping portals like Amazon, Flipkart, Misho, and etc. And in the last 1 or 2 years, I was actively involved with my family business, and I've also helped in the substantial growth and increase of the sales. And my major role was the role of an accounts manager. And what I
No,
exact
no, no, no. I was asking about your business. What is your business like? How it is being conducted, and what are the
uh,
steps of?
sir, actually, so my father is a basically a manufacturer. He manufactures the products. Most of the products he manufactures on his own. Then he lists on different shopping portals, and rest is they ship the products from the store, and then the whole thing happens like that.
Where are your manufacturing plants?
It is in the that Mundika.
Only. So, what is the capacity of your manufacturing plant? What products do you manufacture there?
So there are basically women bags, different types of women bags, laptop bags.
And can you tell me about the process of manufacturing? How do you source?
Uh, Sir, so basically we have this guy who manages all the stuff of manufacturing. He gets all the raw material from different places. Then there are some people we have appointed. They stitch the bags. They do all the thing. There are machines which are semi-automatic, and that's how the manufacturing is done. So there's this guy we have appointed. He gets all the raw material, be it the rack scene, be it the chains, be it the uh, mm, whatever the accessories used in the be it the dolls which are used as the keychain. So all of that raw materials he gets from different places where the prices are reasonable, and that's how the manufacturing is done.
So you never had any role in manufacturing.
Uh, Not really, sir.
So what was your role?
I was basically handling the uh, account, e-commerce account. I was being at the role of the accounts manager. So my role exactly was to keep a tab on the inventory. I used to check the QC errors, and I used to resolve them. I used to add the new catalogs and products to the inventory. I used to send the queries to the respective e-commerce platform if there any mishap occurs, and that all was my role. I also used to keep a tab on the product specific product performance, the return ratio. So basically, that was my role.
Okay. So are you selling directly to the customer or to the business?
Uh, uh, yes, no, sir. I think I didn't get your question exactly, but I'll still try to
So
try to
just a
answer that.
simple question. As a manufacturer, you do sell your products to direct to customer or to the
Mm,
other business houses to sell them as a retail.
no, no, sir. The shopping portals like Amazon, Flipkart, and Meesho are the intermediator. They are the platform where both the customers and the manufacturers meet. So we are not directly selling. There is a percentage of commission which the respective shopping portals are taking. So we are not selling directly. We are listed on various shopping portals only. There's no such website of our own as of now.
So can you give me some scale on what scale you are selling? What are the selling?
Scale as in the
How much? How much?
daily volume of orders.
Mhm.
So currently it would be somewhere around 100 to 150. And it is a very fluctuating number because there are a hundred of factors. Because let's assume a product A. If a product A is performing well, doing good in the month of January 2023, it is not necessary that it will do good in the month of Feb or March, because there are a lot of factors, a lot of competition is going on. And as we know, Delhi is the hub of bags and all, be it Sadar Bazaar, be it Chandni Chowk, there are thousands of manufacturers and suppliers. So there's a lot of competition going on. So that's why there is a lot of fluctuation in the market.
Okay. So when you were talking about that, your long-term goal is to be an entrepreneur. Do
Yes,
you
sir.
have any idea in what sector, in what area you'll be trying to make your mark or create your company?
Sir, exactly right now, I don't have any idea. Uh,
You just want to be an entrepreneur.
yes, sir. Maybe because I am involved with my father's e-commerce business, so somewhere in the e-commerce sector only. I think so.
But not in your father's business.
I'm not sure about it.
So starting from scratch, it's better to join your family business than uh, starting from scratch for any other business model.
Uh, yes, sir. It would be good, but I don't want to be don't want the family to be involved in one thing only. I want to explore. Maybe I'll join. I, I'm not sure.
Okay. So where do you live, Satyam?
Sir, in West Vinod.
West Vinod Nagar. It is in Delhi.
Yes, sir.
So can you tell me that what is the governance model of Aam Aadmi Party?
Governance model, as in how they are managing the city, that in that way.
State, the Delhi state.
Mm, um, Governance model.
Okay, chalo, let me talk about, let me reframe this question. Like they are providing many services free to the people of Delhi,
Yes, sir.
like certain amount of water, amount of electricity.
Yes, sir.
So what do you think about this policy of giving these services free to the people?
Uh, Sir, I believe that the services which are being provided by the Aam Aadmi Party, like the electricity and the free water and the free electricity. Hello.
I'm listening. Tell me.
Sir, I believe that uh, they are doing the right thing for the middle class people, and I believe that it should be done like in a way that it should be given to the people only who need that. More of it, I believe that it should be in a form of subsidy only, that the ones who are really in need for the for this free electricity and water, they should be given that only, because
How do you define that? How can you say that some certain class of people will not need this service free?
uh, sir, because I think this maybe they uh, uh, I think that the amount, because the lower middle class or the people who are more lower in the income than the lower middle class, I believe that they only deserve to get this, because the be it the higher middle class or the rich, they really don't need this thing, because I barely feel that the both these things in a month maybe cost you around somewhere around 3,000, 4,000, or 5,000, both the electricity and the water. So that much is easily affordable by the higher middle class people and above, and that is not a very big number to disturb their finances. That is what I believe.
Okay. So, if in that with that logic, if I'll say that should I charge for the air, or should I charge for the road? Should I charge for the other services that government is providing to all the rich people,
uh,
because they can
mm,
actually afford to give those charges?
but sir, they are already being charged. They have to pay till a tax slab of somewhere around 42%, so they are already being charged only. But to be specific, I don't think they should be.
So why this would be charged for electricity if everyone is getting free?
um, Sir, I believe that they can afford it, and my only point was that giving free electricity to everyone, the giving free electricity and water to the people who don't need, which will eventually incur the losses, and that money spent on the free electricity
So do
and
you think that there is a budget deficit in Kejriwal government,
sir, I
which
have,
can be reduced by charging for electricity?
yes sir, I do believe that.
So what is the budget deficit for Kejriwal government? What percent?
I don't exactly know the number, but I do believe that
But
if
you know that there is a budget deficit.
yes sir, of course, because if you are doing all these things,
Matlab,
then
I'm asking you, do you know that there is any budget deficit in Kejriwal government?
I don't exactly know, but I believe there must be,
There must be. Why?
because if the government is
So how do you
providing,
know that they are earning less than what they are spending?
because they are spending a lot more on the things, just like the be it electricity,
So
be
what are
it
the sources of earning for Delhi government?
the taxes. Uh,
What tax?
I don't have any sorry exact idea about it. I need to research on it.
What did you study in your graduation, Satyam?
Sir, history and political science.
History and politics. So did you actually study, or you just went through the exam or passed your exam?
Uh, Sir, the second option, I just went through the exam.
Okay. So if I'll ask you that, what did you miss by doing that? Or do you think that you have something, matlab, somewhere something less than what other people who have studied in their graduation program and
Uh,
which you'll miss your MBA?
Something which I will miss in my MBA, not because of studying my graduation program effectively.
Mhm.
Uh, no, sir. I don't believe that if I have not studied well in my graduation program, it will hamper my MBA because they both are not correlated to each other. Maybe some subjects, maybe you mentioned once that sometimes you even have to study economics or some political science in one or two sems, or so maybe if a subject or a related subject arises, then maybe I have a problem. Otherwise, I don't think, because they are not so correlated to each other. So I don't believe that I will face any such problem in my MBA program.
So can you suggest, with this logic, can you suggest that we should offer the MBA program to a plus two pass out person also? Because if
Uh,
the study of graduation is not required and it is not going to hamper you uh, for your MBA, then why we should not brought down this course to the plus two students?
uh, Sir, I was talking about specific my case because it was a bachelor's in arts, which is not correlated to master's in business administration. But yeah, we can't start the MBA just after plus two because mm, I feel there is a certain level of intelligence one has to adapt before getting into an MBA program.
And what is
That's
that?
uh, or maybe um, I I don't remember exactly, but I'll tell you.
Okay. So tell me, Satyam, that what are your strengths and weaknesses which you see or which you see that you have for which is going to help you in your MBA, or the weaknesses which are going to be challenges in your MBA.
Um, the I'll firstly talk about the weakness. So, sir, I have this thing in me, which is that I am very, what is that thing called? Uh, I'm very result oriented person. The results do scare me most of the times, which eventually sometimes uh, hamper my process. So I'm working on it in a way that I don't stress too much on the result. I keep on trying to focus on the things which are in my hand. I try to focus on the controllables by and ignoring the things which are not in my hand, by ignoring the outcome and the result.
Okay, let's talk about the strength.
Uh, Sir, I believe that I have an extreme capacity to learn anything that my course demands me to, or a specific situation demands me to.
Hmm. Okay, chalo. So why are you not talking about your math skill, which is very important in MBA? Almost 50% of your subjects will have maths associated with it. And you can also talk about the your exposure or your business acumen that you have acquired with your family businesses, which will give you a certain edge in learning all the concepts which are related to the certain industry or certain profiles. So these can also be your strength, which
Okay, sir.
which can directly act as a strength in your MBA program. And also, I'll be saying that the work profile or the work experience that you are talking about with your family business. is not justified, and probably you have not read enough or saw enough about your businesses. So go and observe a little bit. Ask your father that what are the business model, what is the business model, how do you earn, how do you manufacture, how do you source. You cannot just leave on one guy to do or manage all those things. It's like it's a different kind.
Mm,
And try to define whether you are manufacturer or e-commerce seller. So
mm,
or both. Like
sir,
you
we are
started with that you have a business of e-commerce, but later it seemed that you are more of a manufacturer than e-seller.
sir,
Okay.
we are basically we are both the
So no,
manufacturer also and the reseller also.
what I'm saying that you can refine your answer and you can know more about your business, because this can be an impressive part of your interview. But right now, with the details which I asked, you are not looking very confident that you have worked with your business. Okay. And I'll also ask you to complete the IPD once again, especially the questions which are related to how MBA is important for the society, how MBA is important for the nation, what are the outcomes of your program, learning outcome as well as capability outcome. Because every time telling the skill, the stuff that I will require from MBA, what stuff you'll require from MBA. Are you getting my point? The stuff
Yes,
that you learn, but these words doesn't work. Okay. So you need to have proper or certain terminologies that these are the capabilities which I am going to be acquire in your MBA program, or you can be very specific, which these are the capability which I am looking for.
okay, sir.
है ना? तो
Yes, sir.
थोड़ा और इसको डेप्थ करो
Yes,
and
sir.
we'll have इंटरव्यू अगेन इसको करने के बाद. ठीक है.
Okay, sir.